Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for April 4th through the 10th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so this week we have a new moon in your 4th house of home, family, and health here on Thursday. And this is an area that you've already probably been focused on because the sun's been here, helping you gain energy in the more personal aspects of life, perhaps even enjoying spending time at home or with family or cultivating your health. And this has been a big area of transformation for you, of course, with Venus going over that south node in Chiron here. But now some new beginnings with it, and this is a very transformational new moon. It is going to be squaring up to Pluto, okay? But it's also going to be trining up to Saturn, so there's this grounded quality to it, and also a very strong freeing quality because this new moon is going to be conjoining up to Uranus in that 4th house. So let's go and break this down one by one. The first thing is at the beginning of the week, around Tuesday and Wednesday, Mercury leaves that 4th house where I think you have already been thinking a lot about these things and shifts into your 5th house of self-expression. So you'll probably notice that you might be thinking more about your enjoyments of life, expressing yourself, your creative side, maybe your hobbies, these kinds of matters. And this is a good area for you to focus on and work with Mercury here. Mercury is going to go retrograde later in the month. So as you implement this stuff, you'll be learning a lot about it and continuing to rehash and redo it. But it's through willing to work with it now, you'll set that solid foundation for that retrograde. Now, the strongest energy of the week is going to be that Thursday new moon, and it's strongest in terms of the astrological energy, but not so much on the like the outside energy, like motivation and drive. It's going to be a very receptive, very spiritual time, I think, specifically for you Sagittarians, because it is at the bottom of your chart. Okay, so this is new beginnings in regards to your home, in regards to your family or your health or any foundations that you have in life. But it comes from sitting with it, setting intentions with it, right? And asking yourself, too, what you do want to cultivate here for the next 6 months and 12 months. All right. And in terms of the aspects of the week, the aspects this week are all with the sun, making this very straightforward in terms of what this is about, because the new moon is the same aspects. Okay, trining Saturn, squaring Pluto, conjoining Uranus. And so as the week unfolds, starting with Tuesday, the sun starts forming those aspects in the sky. So on Tuesday, the sun does trine up to Saturn, and it's a very supportive aspect in the sense that over about the past year, off and on, there's been this groundedness needed for you in terms of your spiritual side. This discipline to maybe get some of that spiritual time out, that alone time, working deep with the psyche, the things that are really deep within yourself. And what you can do to really set solid foundations here is maybe through meditation or yoga, seeing things for how they really are. Acceptance, you're really working on your acceptance of life. That's been that Saturn, and that in that sense is really supporting these new beginnings with your personal life, right? So it's almost like the more you have that acceptance, it directly supports these new beginnings with a very watery, very, personal area here. And this is a Saturn retrograde, so you guys are probably reflecting a bit, I think, in terms of this acceptance and spiritual side and the rest and whatnot. Okay, so it's good to do that, and you'll find a lot of that supporting this. Now, in terms of Mars is in this 12th house also, so you guys are probably quite driven right now to work on that spiritual side, which can be a good sense of motivation for you. It's spiritual development, and again, faith and trust. Now, that new moon is going to be squaring up to Pluto, and that's going to be strongest on Wednesday when Pluto squares up to the sun, but also Thursday with the new moon. This is a Pluto in your 1st house. So you guys have been changing a lot over many years with Pluto in Sagittarius. Changing your identity, changing your life path, how things are unfolding, your goals, your ambitions. And so the more non-attached you are to your own personal drives, to your own personal goals, and who you are in terms of a self-image, then the more easy this energy is, because Pluto is stripping away everywhere you have an attachment, anywhere you have fear. And it might be relating to those things of the 1st house, the self. And so the more you're open to letting go, non-attached, allowing those fears to go, then this becomes very powerful. And a lot of you, I'm sure, have experienced this immense power when you strip away the self or strip away the ego, and there's only this this, divine energy working through you, this God energy. God is working through you in the sense, because the ego in the material realm is no longer getting in the way of it or trying to control it or trying to take ownership over it, right? So it's very non-identified in that sense. So whatever that's been for you personally, I think it's a good week for you to, as always with Pluto, have non-attachment, be willing to change in a way that isn't how we see it. And that's not only with yourself and your goals and that ego taking the back seat, but also with your personal life. Maybe with home or family, maybe with your health. Non-attachment there can really go a long ways with this. Now, it is going to be conjoining up to Uranus, and we'll be feeling this over the weekend when the sun goes over Uranus as well. But around the new moon on Thursday, there is this new sense of freshness about it, this inspiration, this individuality that's trying to make its way through for you over the past roughly 6 or 7 years of having more freedom with your home life, more acceptance, because it's all in Pisces. It's been through that acceptance of your roots in life. It's been accessing this freedom. But still, this is the freedom of being your true self, trying to create change, trying to have more of this true self come through, and this change come through your home, family, life, and also with your health. So when you're in good health, when you have a good relationship with your body, there's more freedom in that as well. But again, it all comes through acceptance. So it's a very receptive time. It's a good thing to meditate, to sit with these things. I think it's an excellent time to retreat, maybe spend time at home, spend time with family in the personal life. And there's a lot to be learned through all this, a lot to be experienced. And like I said, there's a lot of supportive energy through the acceptance, a lot of change happening with you with this one, I feel like. Even your life path is changing with the sun in so many aspects this week. The sun rules your 9th house of Leo. Your worldview's changing. And it's all very inspiring in terms of how you can really access that true self, that true emotional self of connecting to those things in life that are your sentiments. All right, Sagittarius, so have an excellent week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.